Good morning. Okay, guys, so I think everybody's connected to the call. Yeah, everybody seems to be here. So, guys, if you wouldn't mind, who'd like doing the honors of going first? Would anybody like to go first? Would anybody like to start out with their speech? Nobody?
Sir, can I go now? Can I
Okay,
go?
go ahead, Vasily.
Video games, it can be a stress and pain reliever. According to the American Pain Society, both adults and children who are still in the process of recovery, following major procedures, experience less pain when they were playing video games as their brains were more focused on other things. Playing video games is also believed to relieve anxiety, improve mood, and promote relaxation.
Caroline, she just signed up a few days, just 2 days ago, I think.
Okay, thank you, Vasily. That's very, very good. Again, I really like that you mentioned your specific sources. So when you're giving a speech, it's always important to mention where you got your information in order to have some sort of legitimacy. The only thing I tell you is try to make it a bit longer. So instead of just talking about why video games are bad, try talking about how physical sports are good. So, for example, say physical sports can help you lose weight. They can help reduce the chance of heart disease, and so on and so forth. And of course, you bring up the respective sources on that, and then voila, you have an excellent speech. So, would anybody else like to go, or does anybody have any responses to that? Nobody? Okay, Wasali, I have something to. Okay, go ahead. Who was that?
Sir, I have an argument for something.
Okay, go ahead.
So there's 96%. There's like a 96% chance of a high school student not dropping out because of athleticism. So there's a 96% chance he or she won't drop out of school, not only because there's athletic activities or any other activity.
Okay, is that all?
I'll see my arguments later.
Okay, that's very good. So to that, I'd say is that correlation doesn't equal causation. So just because something happens to coincide in the same direction with something else doesn't mean that they're directly related. So the point that you made is, it's pretty good. But the thing is, most people who do athletics, most of the people who do extra sports, so say things like track and field, soccer, all of these things, they're outgoing students. They're students who are very dedicated and passionate to their schoolwork. And so they're able to take on these extracurriculars. So more often than not, they aren't doing these physical sports to stay in school. They more happen to be smart and caring students, and so they do these sports. So the relation that you're pointing at is somewhat flipped. So it doesn't have as solid of a basis, but otherwise, a very, very good point. To that, I'd say, just try to mention more sources, try to mention more facts, just to, again, make your speech more solid, make your argument to have more sense, and to seem more persuasive and convincing. So does anybody have any response to that?
No.
Okay, thank you, Asali. So would anybody else like to go? Nobody? Miroslav, do you have anything to add? Okay, so it seems nobody. Oh, Wasari, go ahead.
I have also some benefits for physical sports.
Okay, go ahead.
I got this from the Wikipedia on Google. Physical sports helps manage weight, reduce blood pressure, and enhance, improve muscular strength and endurance, and also helps manage weight and lower risk of heart disease, stroke, and diabetes.
Okay, that's very perfect. Thank you so much, Wesley. See, you presented both sides of the argument. You mentioned why video games are bad, then you mentioned why sports are good. In an ideal argument, in an ideal debate, you want to mention both because it's very important to be both on the offensive and on the defensive. You want to explain why your side is good and why your opponent's side is bad. Another good thing is that you mentioned your sources. You specified why you think you're right. You specified everything. And so again, that's very, very good point. So yeah, thank you, Asali. Miroslav, you raise your hand.
Some games are very attractive and people play it and play it without stopping, without going to the toilet, and without going to eat, and that's that that is not very good for your body because you need to go regularly to the toilet, and without food you lose nutrients that help you grow and do sports, outside sports.
Okay, so does anybody have any response to that? Rohan, you raised your hand.
I have a different argument.
Okay, go ahead.
So for video games, it produces more adrenaline than physical sports. But for both, I can say that adrenaline is going to be balanced if you do both. So if you do more sports, you produce a balanced amount of adrenaline. And as well for video games, you balance your adrenaline production.
Okay,
The more
so
adrenaline, the more like active you're gonna be. Like more adrenaline on more balanced adrenaline, you're gonna have more activity in your body and activeness.
okay, does anybody have any response to that?
Yeah.
Okay, go ahead.
Playing an action video game trains people how to make right decisions faster. How? Because players develop a heightened sense of their surroundings that help them multitask. And surgeons that regularly play video games make 37% fewer errors and perform their task 27 times faster than peers.
Is that all?
Yeah.
Okay, so that's a really, really good point. And saying most people today are arguing for sports and against video games. But video games undeniably have quite a respectable number of benefits, like the point that Rohan mentioned, which is that video games can improve hand-eye coordination. When you're playing a game, when you have this controller in your hand and something that you're
Video games also make your fantasy grow more and more. Make you creative, like Minecraft.
Okay, that's very good.
Creative game.
You're enabling creativity.
So I have an argument.
Okay, go ahead.
So video games can also help in studies. For example, God of War can help you in your Greek mythology studies, or maybe Assassin's Creed can also help as well in your history, or maybe any other game concluding World War II or World War I. But sometimes screen time can cause your eyes to dry. So more screen time, the more like faster your eyes will dry, and less production of wet in your eye. So it's better to have pauses between matches in game. So you
Okay, so that's a good point.
Eyes to dry too fast.
While playing some video games,
when you have books to read,
you can learn.
Guys, one person at a time. Miroslav went first. So okay, Miroslav, go then Muhammad.
You can learn to pick different things faster than normal. So, example, while you're being attacked and you need to very quickly, in video games like in Fortnite, if you're gonna get attacked, you need to pick attack back or build. While playing and playing again, you learn to pick the choice faster.
Is that all, Miroslav?
Yeah.
Okay, so thank you. So again, people keep mentioning the point of, hand-eye coordination, how you're able to do things, the rate at which you do things. And again, that's very crucial when it comes to video games because it's one of the many noted benefits of them. So Mohammed, you had something to say. Would you like to go ahead?
Why do you need all these Vikings, Shadow Legends? Why you need to read Shadow Legend and all these God of War things when you can read books for history?
Okay, that's a really, really good point, Mohammed. Whoever mentioned the whole video games can help in knowledge debate, would you like to respond to that?
Sir, I have no response to that.
Okay.
And some video games, like in Math Playground, some video games make you learn. For example, division racing. You should use your mathematical skills to win the game. So that's actually a helpful game.
Okay, again, a very valid point, Miroslav. Does anybody have any response to that, or should I?
Yes, I do.
Yes, sir.
Okay, go ahead, Ahmed.
So as you said, video games are better than being your mathematical choice. First, it is better and it is harmful at the same time. But being honest, if you're on sports, nothing is harmful. You are just being fit, eating healthy, and being fit, and not sitting at home playing video games. Make your eyes blind, your mind go crazy, and do some random stuff that make you banned from your PC or Xbox. And in physical stuff, you go out where you can play, you can meet each other, you can talk, and you can do something that makes your body warm.
That's why I vote for both. And video games, they're same because both of them have strong arguments, and
Video games, both video
they
games
have
and
minus. Yes,
physical
they
games
have
can
minuses and pluses. Both have
And
pluses
yeah,
and
and
minuses.
video games are made for entertainment purpose, not like around.
Okay,
How about
guys,
argument?
just a second. So, okay, guys, please, when you're debating, just debate on one side. So pick one, so either physical sports or video games, not both, and then argue on behalf of that. So again, both of them have their positives and advantages. So have their positives and negatives. So just pick one and then elaborate on the positives of what you pick and then the negatives of the other side. So again, in a debate, you're expected to pick just one side and then just debate for that. So again, so Miroslav, for example, you've debated on both sides. So what I tell you is just take one side and debate on behalf of that. So I'm pretty sure, Mohammed, you raised your hand. So if you'd like to speak, then go ahead.
Sir, I have never played video game in my whole life, but still I'm good in maths. So why do I need video games, sir?
Okay, that's a very, very good point.
You don't need anything. Only if you study hard, then it will be better. You don't need all the video games to study. You have teacher. You don't need all these maths games and all.
Great.
Exactly. Thank you. That's a very, very good point. People are arguing on why video games have some educational benefits, but why don't you just read a book? Why don't you just study? So does anybody have any response to that from the video game side?
video games can
Because
develop.
video games, they let your fantasy is growing. Well, you're reading books, and there's only an example. You played basketball. You scored 2 balls. The rest of the people 15. How much balls did your team score? While in a video game, it can happen as if you're racing, and your race step is to be first. You should learn like the same thing. To win, you need to learn the same thing. So your fantasy is growing at the same time.
Talking about the fact.
Video games, I'll give an example for video games. So for Fortnite, you can go to a specific mode, and you can develop any imagination as well. As well in Minecraft.
Yes, Minecraft and Fortnite. I like them both because Minecraft education. It makes you understand. It makes you see colorful. Everything colorful and good.
Okay, thank you. Guys, just please don't interrupt one another. And okay, so does anybody have any response to that? Wasili, you
So
raised your
no,
hand.
but I have a fact about video games also.
Okay, go ahead.
Video games boost physical activity when you are playing Xbox 360 or Kinect or Nintendo Wii. You will be encouraged to get off the couch to play properly. Studies conducted at the University of Rochester have discovered that teens who play sports related to video games will be inspired to play the sport in real life.
Okay, so that's a very, very good point. But okay, so does anybody have any response to that?
I do.
I have a, I
Ahmed,
want to
guys,
say
guys,
something.
guys, 1 second.
I want to say
Ahmed,
something.
you went first. Ahmed, go ahead.
So in video games and as a sports, so in any sport will help keep you fit and makes you smaller chance of your being exposed to many diseases. Unlike sports, video games only let you build up more fat and make you more exposed to disease. Video games are terrible for your health, and sports are a great way to help you regain your health.
What about action games? In which games you should run, cycle on small stations? What about
Well,
these
if you're
video games?
controlling a PS4 controller, it won't make you go there. It just going to make the character move inside the virtual TV.
But why won't you play?
VR.
Why won't you use action games? Why won't they use it? Why won't?
Because listen.
Why won't
There-
people play games where you should use action? My friend is very used to play these games.
Well, there is something called cricket football stuff, so they can play that instead of being your eyes blinded.
Credential movements are usually in a few games, but when you're buying an action game, it can also cause you to buy like to waste more money. If you're wanting to play Beat Saber or something like that, you're gonna have to cause your wallet to lose more money, like having to buy your VR and your handles for slicing those blocks. It'll cost you more to spend more money.
Okay,
But
thank
this
you.
can also, it can also like it's also physical. But a few things can cause more money to be used.
A cycle is cheaper than Fortnite and all.
Fortnite's free.
I have one
That's an argument.
argument.
Yeah.
Okay, guys, just a second.
Getting
One person
V-Bucks
at a time, please.
You need to pay V-Bucks just to. For example, a bicycle is costing like 10,000, and V-Bucks are like $15, I think.
No, but the thing is, wait, does anybody want to respond to that, or should I?
Yes. So as you said, I think I don't know about Fortnite much, but like Battle Pass comes for $10 of USA or something. But you know how much it costs? It costs 40 dirham in UAE. So if you're going with video games, it's gonna make you poor. If you're going to a sports or something, it's gonna just cost you like around $100 and be better than spending 1,000, 3,000 in a freaking game and playing Fortnite and buying skins. Does not matter. Like it not makes your body fit.
Having to buy pre-bought skins in any game is just a waste of money.
Exactly, and it's one of the things that
If you buy a skin you wanted before, it's not gonna get used anymore. So it's better off you just buy one game and just play however you want it. If you see something free, you just buy it because like you don't have to waste any money.
And one thing,
Look, when you buy a video game, it can upgrade, the video game upgrades. Like Fortnite has already 13 seasons or more. But you can buy a Fortnite disc, and you can start from 0 season. Like you start from 0 season, and it's upgrading still, getting better and better. While when you're driving on a bicycle, after 5 years, you need to buy a new one because this one is broke.
okay. Yeah, go ahead.
When you play video game, you just keep on sitting. You get fatter. And as much you do physical sport, you get more fit.
Okay.
And for the fat people,
Just wait for her to finish.
For the fat people, people make fun. For the fit people show off that he's very fit, he's very like strong and that.
Okay.
And I have one
Action games. Telling the second time, action games are the same. They are still action games. There's action games that make you like you should run in it. You should drive, cycle, all of this. There are some video games like that.
But you're in.
While in coronavirus, you will go outside. Then better just buying you would better go outside and risk your health. You can, because there's coronavirus, you still risk your health. Though you're
Well, there is stuff called masks and gloves.
Yeah, there's mask for a reason. There's mask for a reason.
You know, if you're wearing a mask and at the same time exercising, it minuses your health because you're not taking so much fresh air, more than just filtrating it, and
less oxygen coming to your head, so you can also get like a suffocation or get a stroke.
So as you're saying, Fortnite,
or heart attack.
More people like rage quit Fortnite because of what? They get anger issues on the game. Like if they don't get their wins or something, they get anger issues and they break their TV. Or okay, tell me a thing: being fat at home or being fit outside and playing with friends instead of wasting money on a game that who's going to rage quit. At least cycle will be there. At least
you mean you want to be in danger than just being quietly safe at home?
At least being fatter, at least being in danger is better than being fat, being honest.
Okay, Ahmed, just one thing, that objectively what you're saying isn't right. Like being in danger is worse than being fat, because being alive is always better than being dead from an objective perspective. So that doesn't really add up. So like, I'll just point that out there. But like, if you want to argue on behalf of that, then just go ahead. But yeah, Miroslav, you wanted to respond to that?
Can I respond to that?
Okay, go ahead.
People have died from being fat, eating a lot, then sitting, playing video game. Some of them has died because of the
it makes their brain cells die.
That's why there's
because most of them don't eat healthy food. Just because of that.
Oh,
if you eat healthy food, you're not gonna get super fat.
I have a response also to Miro's.
Okay, go ahead, Vasily.
Also, he's also right. We can also eat healthy food while playing video games, but if you just keep on eating unhealthy food, you'll just maybe get diabetes or just die.
Yeah,
so it's better to eat healthy food.
Okay, so that's a very valid point. Just one second, guys.
Having to eat vegetables. It doesn't mean if you play video games, it doesn't mean you just eat food, junk food every day. It can also mean if you play video games, you can be thin or fat, whatever side you go with.
When you're playing video games like Fortnite, you don't use so much energy, so you don't need much more food. Much. While we're exercising, we want to drink and eat, while the resources of our earth are lowering.
But while that time, people in Fortnite sweat so hard, then they get so sweaty, they go and take a shower, then again they play Fortnite, then they again get sweaty, so they just keep on getting dirty and dirty.
Sir, can I reply?
Okay, go ahead, Muhammad.
You know what? Diabetes is mainly caused by sitting too much. It's not caused by food. Even if you eat healthy food,
that's
for
right.
like 2-3 years, and there was one boy, he was 12 years old. I learned this from Wikipedia. He used to play Fortnite. He's eating everything. He's doing exercise, but then he was so addicted that one day his small brother came, and then he took the remote control and closed the game, and then the 12-year-old addict got heart attack and died because he lost.
Wow. Okay, so again, these are very important case examples because they showcase how extreme things can go.
Stress, if people are stressed, that they don't play stress games like these. They should not play them. Like Baldi, Granny, all of these, or Freddy. No stress people should not play it because they can get a heart attack.
I didn't say Granny or Freddy or anything. I said PUBG and the action games you're saying about this Fortnite, Call of Duty, and all of these. You will get
You
heart
know,
attack in all of these, and it will squish your brain.
you know what? When I was watching a video, I knew that there was a controller that it just looks like a wristband, but it's a controller.
Yeah,
So
that's
you
called
can,
VR.
It's a VR
yes,
controller.
It's a
no,
VR.
it's not actually a VR. It's just
It's like
when
a
you're
bracelet.
moving your, yeah, you can control with it anything. You can
Oh,
control
that's
drones
the
with it. You
Nintendo.
can control video games with it. But while controlling video games, you should do the action of the gamer. So like like in Fortnite, you should do this to build, or this to shoot, this to change.
I need to
Yes,
respond to that.
I tried that once,
No, it's not a VR.
but it is
I have
still no
one.
use.
I have one argument against Miroslav.
Okay, go ahead.
As you say, video games are better. So like video games, like if you are playing Fortnite or Minecraft, it makes our eye look into a screen. That if we are looking over and over, makes our the brain cells die, and plus it will like soak our blood.
You know,
That is pumped.
vote for
It's not
video
good.
games. Though,
Well,
have-
you see these. Well, you
wait,
see
wait.
these.
Though I play 2 times a week. I love video games. I like them just because I like them. Though I play just 2 times a week, 1 hour a day. So you can play like that.
Okay, so
So you're
then what
not
do you
gonna
do
get
the rest?
super
Like,
addicted.
what do you do then after playing 2 times in a week or whatever? Then what do you do? That's what you do.
Good one.
Okay, Ahmed, so to that I'd say, like, how is that relevant? Like, how is what he does in his free time relevant to the argument of video games versus physical
Okay,
sports?
so he's saying like video games are better. So he says like 2 times, he's playing 2 times a week. Then after that, what he's doing? Isn't he moving? Isn't he doing exercise? Isn't he going out? And isn't he doing anything? That's the point I meant.
Yeah, okay, so that's very, very good. Because again, like if you play video games in moderation, then there isn't usually the risk of, these high-term illnesses such as diabetes and whatnot.
I don't think so. Diabetes come from video games.
No, I meant
Come from they come from sitting.
I'm
yeah,
not sitting
Too
exactly.
like
much
that.
can cause diabetes.
Yeah, by sugar,
can
They
like
cause-
don't
eating.
come from
Yeah.
sitting. They come just because your immunity system relaxes. So you should make your immunity system more harder and harder, because if the immunity system relaxes, it might just make the disease or the virus come in your body without attacking it.
Wait,
Okay.
you just
You know
told
one
that
thing?
there is a red bracelet. Then if you don't have immune system, then how are you doing?
See,
Some
let's just-
people play a bit and they just leave it. Some people don't like video games.
So,
let's just
I say that if I could, I would vote for both, but I can't, so I pick video games.
if you're
If
full-time,
I could, I would vote for both, because both have strong minuses and strong pluses.
Okay. Just imagine you are living in the 90s. There's no video game. There's nothing. Only physical sport. So you have to stick with the physical sport, that there was no video games in the 80s.
In the ages, like you
Exactly.
said, Harold
Okay,
said.
can I respond to that? Okay,
Yeah,
the thing is, we're not in the 80s. We're in the 2000s. We're in the present. And in the present, there are video games. So we're talking about this from our perspective, from the perspective of our modern times. You can't say that video games didn't exist in the past, and so, that makes them irrelevant. A lot of things didn't exist in the past, and so we're still using them. So this computer probably didn't exist, that you're watching this on, probably didn't exist 20, 30 years ago. And so that doesn't make it in any way, shape, or form less valid. It's still a computer. It's still very useful. And how long it's been around doesn't determine its efficiency or how good it is. So yeah, go ahead, Rohan. You were saying something. Sorry, I cut you off.
Okay. Someone, a 15-year-old man died from a brain stroke while playing PUBG Mobile. He died because he lost a match and he got a brain stroke. He raged hard, got a brain stroke, and died.
Well, you
Because
can't say
he played video
uh,
games. He was playing video games again and again and again and again and again without stop.
sorry.
That is actually very wrong. You should at least make your eyes and your you should make yourself. You should relax. You should make your body lower the stress. That wasn't the video games. Your body should lower it because if it overcomes, you might just lose and get a heart attack.
Miroslav,
One thing, while
What?
playing video games,
wait. What if I took your video games away from you? What you will do?
Yeah,
You said you
fine.
play. Yeah, you said you play two times a week, 1 hour in those 2 times. So what if I took it? What would you do?
Miroslav, would you like to respond to that?
Yeah, but if your PlayStation, PS4, PC, whatever it is, if it's being taken, so what would you do? Obviously, you should go. You would go outside, play with friends, or being sitting at home.
No. He was saying
No
right.
one outside currently.
No. He was
People
saying
have
that. No,
nothing.
no. He said I will not risk my life going outside and playing physical in coronavirus.
Yeah, and what if your things are being taken?
Well, what if there was no
what
coronavirus?
if
Let's just pretend there's no coronavirus right now for this debate, so we can use it as an argument.
yeah,
Okay,
what
so yeah,
if
coronavirus is hopefully, like, inshallah, only temporary. So you can just say that, okay, during the coronavirus pandemic, at a time of a pandemic, you have this situation, and then outside of a pandemic, during normal times, you have this situation.
okay, one thing I need to say about that. What if you go every day on a cycle to ride it or play physical game outside, and every day the sanitization truck sanitize all the city of where you live. So you're totally safe of corona because they are sanitizing the whole city every day.
Okay, to that I'd say is that you can't really sanitize the whole city. The reason that corona is still present is because it's so difficult to completely prevent yourself from getting it. So your point is somewhat invalid because you can't just sanitize an entire city.
Look, yes, and you know, when the coronavirus finishes, you should not go out immediately because your immune system is very weak because it has been attacked with a strong virus. You should at least stay a bit so your immune system grows up and became more grows up its power again.
Sir, can I reply?
Okay, go ahead, Muhammad.
Then the whole time in the home, what are you doing? You're just sleeping there? Are you in the bed? Oh, what do I do? Coronavirus. I cannot go outside. I cannot go. I cannot play football outside. I cannot do
So
something.
you would rather die than just sitting at home and playing video games.
Miroslav, I didn't say to go outside. What were you doing inside the home? You're not sleeping only, and then you said, "Oh no, my immune system is gone. I cannot do anything now."
Okay,
Immune system
can I
stays
reply?
within your body. It develops over age. It de-develops over age as well. So our immune system stays the way it is. Depends on your age. If you're a teenager, it's a strong immune system. If you're in your 60s, it's going to be a weak immune system. It doesn't depend on what situation you're in. It's just your age that your immune system depends on. If you're old, your immune system is weaker. If you're still strong and young, then your immune system is strong as well.
I have an argument for that.
Okay, go ahead, Rohan.
For example, you have a really big backyard. You have a park. You have a cycle. You have football, soccer. Before the coronavirus, you had your routine to like cycle every day, play soccer, and then your routine is still going. So there's no problem with the immune system because you have a big backyard.
Yeah.
What?
You can still continue that same routine, and you were in a small, compact ground.
Yeah.
If you used to go far, just collide that far place and just make it into like a backyard or a small, compact ground, so you don't go that far and like no causes will happen.
Okay, so I have one argument. As
Okay,
you
go
said,
ahead.
as you said, like video games are like being better than going outside. Okay, what if your eyesights are weak and you can't see the screen properly? So what are you gonna do? And you can't like
You
even
know,
doctor said like no one is you can't touch the computer or the screen. You cannot do anything. You cannot watch the screen. So what are you
you,
gonna do at home? You
you
can't do
know
anything.
there
You can't
are
watch.
glasses that are especially made for gaming.
Glasses. Okay. Okay. If you get blind and that glass is gonna help you watch through. If you have nothing, you can't even see without with glasses or without glasses. With
Okay,
the
Ahmed,
gaming
Ahmed.
glass is gonna help.
One point is that if you're unable to see, if you can't see your video games well, then you can't play physical sports either. So if you're unable to see, if you can't like physically focus that much, then you can't do either. You can't play video games and you can't do physical sports. So
No,
your point
physical
is
sport we
somewhat
can.
invalid.
No. So physical sports we can do because we are having brothers and sisters, alhamdulillah, so they can like help us to do what we
Sir,
do
can
next.
Okay, go ahead, Muhammad.
the main thing you get blind because of the video games is the radiation. The radiation from the screen is too much. If you want, you can actually lower the screen brightness until half or lower than half. Then you will have a lower risk of getting blind.
Yes,
But-
and some computers can be ink. My mom has a ebook, something like an ebook, but there is a video game, chess and those simple video games. But instead of light, the screen uses ink.
Okay, so that's really good.
At night, it just lights up. There's like a small lamp. It lights up the screen so you could see the ink and done. You're not gonna get blind of it.
Oh yeah, there's one point. For one game, for like Fortnite, the FPS are like 1 FPS, and the brightness is high and that. It will hurt your eyes, and your eyes will get dark circles under your eyes.
Just lower the brightness on your computer. Done.
Still you will get
But the
bags.
FPS, the frame rate.
No, still you will
Guys,
get bags
one
under
person at a
your
time,
eyes.
please.
By one. One by one.
Can I
And
say?
you said and you said there is also chess in the computer, right?
Yes.
Then you can order it from the stationery. They might have it. You can
But-
please give me one chess.
But what's the point of spending your money on a chess when you can just play it online?
Yes. I play chess online without spending any money. I just play chess with other players that are also connected.
Okay, Mira, you talked about a point that you said you can turn up the brightness. But what if you're just a noob and you don't know how to turn up the brightness and you can't do nothing? And you're just alone
Then
in your room?
Then it's your own fault.
yes, it's your own fault. You should learn about the computer that you're using. Yes, and it's actually very easy. Go to notifications, lower brightness.
But if you play too much video games, like you'll get lazy.
You
Okay,
don't
thank
have
you,
to
Maria.
play
That's
too
a really
much.
good point. But like the thing is, once you get like video games and laziness don't exactly have a direct correlation. So you can explain how like video games you're sitting around all day, it'll lead you to sit around even more, and then you'll just stay on the computer and it'll be this sort of feedback loop.
Well, in lockdown, what will you do in lockdown if you don't have a yard like me?
Lockdown, we're going to just play board games.
Yeah, we're gonna play.
Yeah,
in
we
our
can play
backyard.
board
We're gonna
games.
play in our backyard.
That's not
We're
a
gonna play in our
business.
backyard.
Okay, guys,
we
please,
can
please,
read
please,
books
guys,
also.
guys,
in the
one person
backyard.
at a time. One person at a time.
What
Okay.
if you don't have a backyard and you don't have?
No,
you
we
don't
can
have
play
board
like
games?
board game.
Just
Sir,
play in your room.
But some
Just
people
play soccer
don't.
in your room. Every day, 1
Some
hour.
people don't have board
Sir,
games.
can I reply?
One by
Guys,
one.
guys, one person at
Some
a time.
people don't have board games. What will they do?
Sir, can I reply?
What?
They will just they will watch YouTube and learn and exercise with them.
Why don't you
In
just
their
play video
flipping
games
room.
to exercise instead of just watching
They can read
YouTube?
books. Oh my god. They can read books.
Yeah.
No person doesn't have
We can
books,
play
right?
with our siblings.
What
Yeah.
if they
Or on
read
my
all of their
house, you
books?
really find books
What
in
if
the store.
what if they read all of their books? They
Then
need to
they
go
can read it
outside
again. What's the
twice.
problem? You will not cry, right? Oh my God, I don't have a book right now.
Okay, what if the book is torn? What if the book is torn? So you have
Just
no books.
Ahmed, you
If
can
the book is
still
torn.
read a book if it's torn. You just have, you have a book, you have a hobby, you have something that you can do. You don't need to always have something that you're hyper focused on. In a household, in a home, there are so many different things that you can do. You can play with your siblings, you can talk with your family, you can draw, you can paint, you can, again, you can read a book, you can organize or clean your room. There are so many
And
different things.
all of this is not physical sport and not video games.
It is good.
Sir?
You stay active by doing these physical sports. You stay active.
Sir, can I reply?
Okay,
I have
go
a
ahead,
point to
Muhammad.
say.
Okay, Miroslav, everything you're saying is kind of wrong because if you are already doing something then you will get a little bored of it. Okay, but like try to learn something new.
Yes.
Not like going.
Look.
No, Miroslav.
Miroslav, just one second. Let Muhammad finish.
Not by going outside and risking your life like you're saying, but at least you can go to YouTube. You can learn how to draw a map. I've drawn 20 maps since the holidays.
Okay, well, what if you don't know how to draw?
But it's not
You
physical
can learn,
sport.
of course.
What if you
are
don't
you-
even
are
have
you
a
gonna-
hand? What if you
yeah.
don't even have a hand?
Yeah, so how
You
you
can
gonna
play
draw?
instruments as well.
These are very
You
exaggerated.
don't have a hand, you can even play like video games.
Yeah, at least you can
Yeah, you guys
exercise
are
if you don't
bringing
have
forth
hands.
very exaggerated and rare case scenarios. So the rare case scenarios don't make the rule. So again, you have to look at the general population, the general amount of people, like the general audience, and then you argue based on that. So yeah, guys, sorry, I interrupted you. Go ahead.
Yeah, just don't tell that. What if you don't have a hand? That's too
Wait.
exaggerated. Okay.
Wait,
If you don't
you
have
were
a hand, then
talking.
how you going to draw?
Wasari, you wanted to say something? Go ahead.
Wait,
Wasile should go first, not you.
Wait, Abdul, you're talking about that when you're reading a book, you might just get bored of it. You're talking about that.
Then if you had a hand, you can draw something new. You can draw something. You can learn how to draw something.
Okay,
You can
so what
learn
if you don't
something
have
new
that?
during the holidays.
What you have you don't have?
Okay.
What if you don't have internet?
Use your
Then it's
data.
okay.
Use your data. Use your mobile data.
Muhammad, by internet, that includes mobile data. So again, this is a really, really good point because not everybody has access to video games. Video games need strong internet. They need a TV screen. They need controllers. They need monitors. They need all of these different things that simply not everybody has access to.
Too much.
You can just use
Exactly.
your phone.
Thank you, Mariam. So yeah, all of these different sports, they're very hasslesome. When you have a physical sport, all you need is, say, a ball or a field, and that's it. You can play as much as you want. You can do whatever you want.
Can I go for washroom?
Go ahead.
Like I have board game, video games. I have a lot video games and computers in my home, but I not play too much. I play with my siblings.
Guys, one second,
I have
please.
an iPad. I have a computer. I have a phone, but I play only 2 times a week.
Okay, guys, just 1 second. Wasari, Miroslav, just a second. Wasari, you wanted to say something? Sorry.
Yes, sir.
So go ahead.
Playing action video games. Surgeons who play video games make 37% fewer errors and perform their tasks 27% faster than peers.
Okay, so does anybody have any response to that?
Yeah, same. I'm gonna go. Can I?
So you're thinking that video games are also having errors. But what if you're gonna get soreness in your muscles?
Sir, can I reply?
Okay, Muhammad, wait till Miroslav finishes. Go ahead, Miroslav.
So you say that what if video games get errors? Why won't your muscles get errors like soreness, like damage? What if you broke your leg? what will happen?
Okay, so that's a very, very good point, Miroslav. So yeah, who wanted to respond to that?
Not everyone will break their bones, right? You know, and
what if you're
wait, and out of out of 100%, 70% are active because of not playing video games. 30% they have bags in their eyes and they're talking about Call of Duty in class. So the miss is like, okay, what is the radius of this circle? And you're like, miss, yesterday I did 24 kills in Call of Duty. So like, what are you talking about? Then you're bragging about your
I can't believe what would happen if you do that. I think and got this and still hurt if I touch it.
Okay, one thing. From joining both of them, we have VR games. You have to hold the controller in your hand and look on the camera with the VR on your head. And you can exercise and play video game at the same time.
Yeah, so
still it will affect your eyes. Still it will affect your eyes.
Okay, guys, just 1 second.
Lower your brightness. I have lowered now my brightness much more.
Yo, chill.
And then look normally.
Let the teacher talk.
Okay, thank you, Miroslav. Guys, just because we only have 5 minutes left, I'm going to have to tell you to summarize your arguments. So basically, everything that you said, all of the arguments that you made, just quickly summarize them. Say, like, round back to everything and just conclude everything. So would anybody like to go?
I can say, as Rohan said, like PUBG made someone die, but I don't think so, because I also play and it makes our brain sense, like it makes us alert, like from where our enemies are coming, so we
can
like
Fortnite on my friend's PS, and I don't get stressed when I lose. I get fun when I lose because you learn from
you learn from your mistakes.
Yes, you get strategies just knowing the strategy of your opponent. So it also trains your mind. You're remembering.
Miroslav, sir, can I reply to him?
Okay, Muhammad, go ahead.
Then what if I made a time machine and sent you to World War I? You said, oh no, I know everything about the war, you know, I can just control the gun and everything. But you don't have any ammunition over there. What can you do there? You don't have, like, you cannot go and see what is nearby. Oh my god, it says ammo. Okay, let me take it. Let me take the shotgun. You cannot do that, right?
Okay, Miroslav, just before you respond, Muhammad, what you're saying is very, very not related, because chances are we won't have a time machine anytime soon.
Yes, you know.
Present.
But what if a war erupted now?
Making a time machine is equal for us to travel at the speed of light. So equals to impossible, because we can't travel at the speed of light.
I have also something to say, sir.
Infinite amount of energy to travel at speed of light.
So I have something to say.
Go ahead, Vasily.
So like if there's like World War II tomorrow, there are like robots who can fight for us. There are machine guns, there are tanks that can fight for us.
What if we people will think about, instead of driving aeroplanes, because you might get hit in the heart or in the head, just control it from one place, from the heart protected base. Just control your ship. But video gamers can easily do it because they understand. They know what to do.
They have tactics.
They used to play. Yes, they used to play it.
Okay, I think this concludes our argument for today, the debate for today. Thank you guys so much. Again, all of you guys participated very actively. It was very, very fruitful. So guys, just before you leave, what do you guys want to debate for for tomorrow's session? So tomorrow's going to be a last session, so hopefully it'll be
iPad and phone.
So tablet versus a phone. Okay.
No. Laptop and phone. No, let's tablet
and phone. Tablet and phone. Oh, I know. What's better, computer or computer tablet? You know those computers you can take off the front thing.
I had
Yeah,
one.
Miroslav, okay, that's good, but the thing is, it's very limited. So we want something that's a whole lot more general. So say either tablets versus phones or computers versus phones or something along
Online
those lines.
school
PCs
versus
versus phones.
Computer versus
PCs
phone.
versus phones. PCs versus phones.
Dropout
Uh,
subject versus whiteboards.
Yeah, it will be better like if you guys speak one by one because teacher can't hear a person
Just
at
write
the
in
same
chat,
time.
write in
Yeah,
chat.
guys, just write it in chat and yeah. So Mariam, the online school versus physical school, yeah, okay, didn't we already debate that?
What's that?
The
I think that
online
is
school.
for group B.
Ah, okay, sorry about that. So yeah, okay, we can do online school versus physical school then. And we can do computers versus phones. So we could do those two topics. And if we still have time, we could do the question of should homework be banned. So yeah, like those are going to be the three topics.
Sir.
Sorry?
Even for group A, there is the homework versus no homework. There's something like that, right?
Homework to be
Yeah,
banned.
so again, we were supposed to do that, but we don't have enough time because the class B sessions is starting like in
I
a bit.
think I'm gonna just say one argument about what is good. If you want
No, Miroslav, please save it for next
homework.
week. Okay.
You know, the argument is actually very strong.
So yeah, I keep that so people can't respond to that next week. So just like keep it in your pocket, and then next week you can say it. So okay, for next week, computers versus phones, and then online campuses versus physical campuses, and then if we still have time, should homework be banned? So those are going to be the three topics for next week. I'll send you a reminder.
No homework banned. No homework
No. You have to do research. So yeah, you have to do research into the topics.
I don't even need research because I tried. What if I won't do homework? I tried it on myself. I did.
Oh, okay. So that's really good.
A week of not doing homework, and I just lose half of my knowledge.
Okay, that's a very good point.
For a week,
Because I didn't remember.
Wait, guys, please save the enthusiasm for next week. So yeah, I think that I'm pretty sure that brings our session to an end. So yeah, thank you guys so much. It's been an honor. I'm going to see you, wait, not next week. I'm going to see you tomorrow on Sunday. So yeah, make sure you're prepared for Sunday, the topics that we just talked about. And yeah, I look forward to seeing you then. Goodbye, everybody.
Bye.
I'm going to end the meeting.
Bye.
If you have any questions, please feel free to contact me.